Have you ever found yourself pushing away someone you're genuinely interested in, but you're not really sure why? This, dear friends, is what we call self-sabotage in dating, a phenomenon more common than you might think. Picture your mate, Steve. Every time he goes on a date, he finds a way to trip over his own feet, metaphorically speaking. He'll find a flaw, any flaw, and poof. The potential love interest is history. It's a curious conundrum, isn't it? Now let's delve into why this happens. So why do we sabotage our own happiness? Now let's take a moment to unpack the psychology behind this prevalent dating phenomenon. Picture this, a person on their first date, but instead of focusing on the present, they're rehashing stories about their ex. This is a classic example of self-sabotage driven by fear of vulnerability. They're using their past as a shield, preventing any potential for new intimacy. Another common reason for self-sabotage in dating is past traumas. These experiences can leave emotional scars that make it exceedingly difficult to trust and open up to someone new. It's as if they're trying to protect themselves from potential hurt, but in reality they're just creating a self-fulfilling prophecy of loneliness. Lastly, fear of intimacy can also drive self-sabotage. It's the paradox of wanting closeness but being terrified of its implications, vulnerability, commitment, and the potential for pain. It's like we're our own worst enemies sometimes, isn't it? So what happens when we let self-sabotage run the show? Well, imagine a person named Alex. Alex had a wonderful partner, someone who was understanding, caring, and supportive. But Alex's self-sabotaging behaviors began to take charge. Alex started doubting their partner's intentions, questioning their loyalty, and pushing them away out of fear of getting hurt. Soon, the relationship that had so much potential crumbled. Alex was left alone, filled with regret and heartache. This is just one example of how self-sabotage can impact our relationships. But it doesn't stop there. The effects bleed into our personal well-being too. We start questioning our worth, our capability to maintain healthy relationships. And we might even start blaming ourselves for the failure. This can lead to a vicious cycle of self-doubt, low self-esteem, and even more self-sabotaging behaviors. It's a bit like shooting ourselves in the foot, right? All right, so we've identified the problem. Now, how do we stop it? It's not as daunting as it sounds. The first step in overcoming self-sabotage is self-awareness. Recognize your patterns. Are you pushing people away because you're scared? Are you finding faults in others to avoid dealing with your own insecurities? Once you've identified these patterns, it's time to show yourself some compassion. You're not alone in this, and it's okay to make mistakes. Let's think about our friend Jack. He was always finding reasons not to commit, always looking for the perfect partner. But once he realized he was sabotaging his own happiness, he started making changes. He worked on accepting imperfections, both in himself and in others. And guess what? He's now in a healthy, loving relationship. Overcoming self-sabotage isn't about becoming perfect. It's about understanding and accepting your imperfections. Remember, it's never too late to change our patterns and find love. We've had quite a journey, haven't we? It's a winding road, this self-sabotage business. But you're not alone, not by a long shot. If you've ever found yourself tripping over your own feet in the dating game, share your story in the comments below. And if you're keen on diving deeper into the human heart and mind, hit that subscribe button for more insightful and hopefully life-changing videos on relationships and psychology. Remember, we're all in this together. Don't forget to hit subscribe and see you next time.
Savored this video? Fancy another? Click the on-screen video for an even deeper dive into fresh territory. Your support is like a warm cuppa on a brisk day. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe, ring that bell for the latest content. Cheers for watching.